On September 20th, 2005, a 49-year-old off-duty police officer named Ting decided to go for a solo hike. He was an experienced outdoorsman, familiar with the rugged, beautiful trails of Sai Kung Country Park in Hong Kong. He chose a popular route, the McElhouse Trail, expecting a routine day of exercise and fresh air. He told his family he'd be back for dinner. He sent a text message to his wife around 2 p.m., saying everything was fine. It was the last time anyone would ever hear from him. Ting vanished. A massive search and rescue operation was launched immediately. Hundreds of police officers, fire services personnel, and civil aid service volunteers scoured the dense subtropical wilderness of Sekong. They used helicopters with thermal imaging, deployed search dogs, and combed every inch of the trail he was supposed to be on. They found nothing. No footprints, no dropped equipment, not a single shred of clothing. It was as if Ting had simply stepped off the face of the earth. The search was one of the largest in Hong Kong's history, but after weeks of fruitless effort, it was officially called off. Ting was gone. Normally, this is where the story would end, a tragic, but not entirely uncommon, tale of a hiker lost to the elements. But this is Sai Kung, and in Sai Kung, things are different. This place has a reputation. Locals call it the Sai Kung Barrier, or Hong Kong's Bermuda Triangle. For decades, it's been a hotspot for inexplicable disappearances and bizarre phenomena. Years passed. The case of Ting went cold, becoming just another file in a cabinet full of strange Sai Kung incidents. Then, in 2011, 6 years after he disappeared, something truly strange happened. A group of hikers were exploring an area far off the main trail, deep within the park's most remote and inaccessible terrain. They stumbled upon a small, hidden stream, and there, tangled in the undergrowth, they found human remains. Skeletal fragments, a tattered backpack, and a severely weathered ID card. It was him. It was Ting The discovery raised more questions than it answered. The location was miles away from his intended route. It was a treacherous, almost impassable area that an experienced hiker like Ting would have known to avoid. How did he get there, and why? The official cause of death was undetermined, but the state of his remains suggested he had died shortly after he went missing. So for 6 years, his body had lain undiscovered in this remote spot, despite one of the most extensive search operations ever conducted. How could hundreds of searchers, helicopters, and dogs have missed him? This is where the story gets even stranger. Shortly after Ting's remains were found, a new piece of evidence surfaced. It was a short, garbled emergency call made from his phone on the day he disappeared. The call was made to the 999 emergency number at 2:20 p.m., just minutes after he'd texted his wife. The operator who took the call heard nothing but strange, distorted noises and what sounded like rushing wind. Then, a few seconds of complete silence. The operator asked, "Hello? Hello, what's your location?" After a long pause, a faint, breathless voice whispered a series of numbers, 6 numbers, 487020, and then the line went dead. Police were baffled. The numbers didn't correspond to any known map coordinate system. They weren't a phone number or an address. They were just a meaningless string of digits. They tried everything to decipher them, but the code remained a mystery. What was Ting trying to say in his final moments? What did those numbers mean? This is the point where we leave the official record and enter the world of high strangeness. Because some people believe Ting wasn't lost. They believe he found something, or something found him. The Sai Kung Barrier is infamous for reports of mysterious lights in the sky, compasses spinning wildly, and a profound sense of disorientation that overcomes even seasoned hikers. People report feeling like they're walking in circles, with the landscape shifting around them. Some have even claimed to hear strange, rhythmic humming sounds emanating from the earth itself. One of the most persistent theories about the Sai-Kung barrier is that it is home to a dimensional gateway, a portal, an area where the fabric of our reality is thin. Could Ting have accidentally stumbled upon it? Could the strange static on his emergency call have been the sound of interference from another dimension? Let's look at those numbers again. 487020. For years they were a complete enigma. But then an amateur researcher, a web user obsessed with the case, had a breakthrough. He wasn't looking at maps, he was looking at the sky. He entered the numbers into a star chart program, a celestial coordinate system. The numbers 487,020 correspond to a specific point in the cosmos, a point located in the constellation Cassiopeia, a seemingly empty patch of space. Or is it? What if Ting wasn't giving a location on Earth? What if, in his final moments, disoriented and terrified, he was trying to tell us where he was going, or where he was being taken? Imagine him standing on that trail. The familiar path suddenly seems wrong. The trees don't look right. The air feels electric. His compass is useless. He pulls out his phone to call for help, but the signal is distorted. He looks up at the sky, and it's not the sky he knows. It's filled with unfamiliar stars dominated by one particular constellation. In a panic, he reads the coordinates he sees, whispering them into the phone, his last desperate attempt to leave a clue. This theory suggests that Ting Chi didn't just get lost and die of exposure. It suggests he crossed a threshold. He walked through a door that shouldn't have been there and found himself somewhere else entirely. And for a brief moment before he was gone forever, he tried to tell us where he went. His body was found back in our world, yes, but how did it get there? Did the portal spit him back out years later in a place no one would think to look? Was his discovery a message, a warning, or simply the final tragic chapter of a man who saw something he was never meant to see? The case of Ting Chi remains officially unsolved. The official explanation is a hiking accident. But for those who know the legends of the Sai-Kung barrier, the story is far from over. It serves as a chilling reminder that there are places on this planet that operate by a different set of rules. Places where the map ends and the unknown begins. The next time you go for a walk in the woods, remember Ting Chi, and maybe, just maybe, stick to the path, because you never know what might be waiting for you just beyond the tree line. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like and subscribe for more strange stories. See you next time.